guys, Shanna here with Making Everyday Magic. Today I want to talk with you about the switch to homeschool, the last minute and sudden switch to homeschool. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. So guys, Facebook is a lovely place, right? So I am a member of many homeschooling groups and many local ISD groups and many parenting groups. And what I am seeing is that people are dropping from this public school, virtual school situation like flies and running to homeschool. I'm not going to tell you if that's the right answer or the wrong answer for you and your family, because that is you. You know you, you do you, I'll do me. That ain't none of my business. But I would like to share just a few things with you about the sudden and last minute switch to homeschooling. Just some things that if you haven't thought about it, maybe this just plants a little seed to have you get a little bit more direction or guidance, just helpful tips here. So what I am seeing is that a lot of schools, like our local school district, is still not open face-to-face, and they haven't actually made any announcements about when they will do that. So a lot of people have been doing virtual schooling. Well, virtual schooling in the 2020-21 school year, starting out virtual schooling, after all of the school districts and teachers had a few months to plan for this, looks very, very different than the crisis virtual schooling that happened back in March of 2020. So back in March, it was thrown together, kind of a hodgepodge, a Band-Aid, get the kids through. I've had a lot of people tell me the goal was not necessarily to teach them anything new virtually that way. It was only ever to kind of tread water and Band-Aid the situation until it got better. Here we are on the backside of summer. And school is starting in the fall here. It's already started, I think, pretty much everywhere because we're after Labor Day now. And they are still on this virtual school model. But it's been adjusted. It's been changed. They now have full day schedules with tons and tons of subjects and periods. And it's a lot different than the virtual schooling from the spring. A lot of parents are struggling with that. It's a very detailed and serious, demanding, attendance-taking, scheduling going on virtually. A lot of kids, especially younger kids, are not going to do well with that. And so the parents are having to step it up and do much more. A lot of times parents work. Everyone is struggling with this across the board. Kiddos, parents, teachers, my heart goes out to all of you because it seems honestly so hard. And it hurts me to watch this happening. And now in this virtual model, they're no longer treading water. They are trying to teach new materials, which is a struggle. I know several kids in virtual pre-K, so they've never even been in a classroom setting, and now they are virtually pre-K'ing. I don't know how you do that. And kudos to those of you who are making this work and who are making lemonade out of lemons. You are such an inspiration. Teachers, parents, kiddos alike. By all means, that's wonderful. But I think that because this model is in place, because it is harder, because we are still stuck in this, and because parents are home with their kiddos anyway, they've given this virtual model a few weeks and it's just not working for a lot of kids. And so those parents and those kids are now making a sudden and last minute decision to homeschool. They hadn't planned for it up to this point. Maybe they'd always possibly considered it in their mind. And then for one reason or another, they decided to give the virtual schooling a shot and it hasn't worked. So if this is you, there's a few things that you should keep in mind. If you are going to homeschool your child just for a semester, thinking that this will be back to normal in January, January's not that far away at this point, and it's been a lot longer since it started. So the time frame on that, if you're thinking that you're going to homeschool for one semester, that just might not be entirely realistic. If you're thinking that you'll just do it this year and you'll send your kiddo back to school next year, this is a lot of time and energy to invest in homeschooling for a short term. Again, that's your choice if you do that, but please keep in mind that that is a lot to go through and set up to do for such a short period of time. Also, if you're planning to pull your kiddos out of school now, it's very important that you do that properly. It is very, very important that you abide by the laws in your state as far as withdrawals, and then also comply with the homeschool laws and what you need to do. I am planning pretty soon to just look at some of those different homeschool laws across the nation. Texas has very, very lax and easy homeschool laws, but some places it is much harder. There's a significant amount of record keeping. You do have to have your curriculum kind of okayed in some states, attendance, and if you're testing, all of those things that you'll have to keep up with. So please, if you are pulling your kids out of public school right now to homeschool them, please, please, please make sure that you're doing it properly so that when you decide to go back in a year, it is easier for you to transition back. It's going to be really important to know what it is you need to do to transition back. If you are planning to send them back in January or just send them back next fall for the 2021-2022 school year. Please, before you do formally withdraw them from school, look into what it's going to take to get them back in. Look into what it's going to take to make sure that you are above board and doing everything that you're supposed to properly for your state's homeschool laws. Very important. Something else that is very important to know right now, you're not the only one making this decision. A lot of people decided to homeschool this year that never would have considered it, that never would have done it before, and they may very well never do it again. You are choosing to homeschool in the busiest season that homeschool has ever known. That means, guys, the curriculum company that we use, Timberdoodle, is shipping orders now. I think the delay is a month. They are shipping orders now that were ordered a month ago. That is unlike anything that they have ever seen. People who are going to plan to homeschool like myself, I always order my curriculum as soon as it comes out. I ordered way back in April. So I had mine, actually I pre-order technically. So as soon as it's able to start shipping, I get it right away and it's fully fulfilled and there's not an issue. Whereas now, if you're ordering your curriculum pieces anytime July, August, September, so are tons and tons and tons of other people. Not only are the curriculum companies overwhelmed, the publishers are on back order. Pieces are no longer existing. There's a lot to contend with there. So if you are deciding suddenly and last minute to homeschool, you're going to need a plan of what you're going to do between now and when you get your curriculum. If you're ordering curriculum, you need to know that you very well might not get it for the next 6 weeks, 2 months. You need a plan for what you're going to do between now and then, and don't pull them out until you have that plan, guys. Plan. That's the key to success here. So just keep in mind that you should at least have an idea of when you will receive those things before you actually pull them out of school, because what you don't want is another 2-month gap in learning. My goal in this video was not at all to tell you whether you should or shouldn't homeschool under these circumstances. Those are your reasons. I homeschool for my reasons, but I did just want to give you a few of those little things to think about because it's important to consider the delay in curriculum shipping right now, which is pretty substantial and probably the largest it's ever been. And then keep in mind that while you're possibly making this decision quite passionately and out of frustration with the way that it's going right now, you need to be sure that you are covering all of your bases to ensure that your child gets the education that you want for them and that's best for them in the future. So be sure that you're covering all of those steps to comply with the laws and that you are withdrawing them in a proper way, and you know what steps you're going to need to take to re-enroll them later, if that's your choice. I hope that you found something here valuable, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. If there is anything at all that I can answer for you, please scroll down to the comments and let me know. Someone here is always willing to help. And there's somebody here who has great ideas and can possibly help you with whatever your specific situation is. Again, this is 2020, and this is the year that we have more people coming to homeschooling than have ever come before. But we also have the biggest range of reasons that they're coming and the biggest range of needs that these people need met. So if you can help, if you need any help, scroll right on down to those comments and ask your question or give some answers. Thanks again, guys.